Hey everyone, this is Logan Shinholster with Contractor Growth Network, and I'm going to walk you through. There's this brand new EPP website that we just launched last week. I want to walk you through exactly why this contractor had it done, plus what some of the benefits that he can expect to see are going to be, because this thing is killer. All right, so first off, we got Bubba Hoagland out from Dreamscapes or Mid-South Ponds in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, the issue that he was having is right now it's spring 2021. All right, everybody that is working at home wants a project done. If they are at home and they have a heartbeat, they're calling a contractor to get stuff done. And the biggest issue here is that most everybody does not know what anything costs, okay? Which is a complete waste of time for Bubba, for the client, for just everybody involved. And he's got his process down pretty heavily because he's part of the Contractor Sales Academy, where he's able to have phone conversations with people and talk about pricing up front. But the issue is that it's still a very high percentage of people that have no idea what anything costs before they call him. So even if it's a 20, 30-minute conversation, if you have 6, 7, 8 of those a day, that's still several hours being taken away. Now, he's fortunate because he's no longer always in the field, right? So, at least he has that going. But initially, he was just getting so many calls. He was having problems selling new work. He was able to sell maintenance, which is a lower barrier to entry. But the newer work side of things, there was always problems. So let me walk you through some of the cool features of this and how he gets to now use it to solve those lead management and chaos problems. So first off, on his site, he's got something what we call as a self-selection tool, and it's super cool. It is either you have a pond or you want a pond. Now, from a psychological standpoint, people are now more engaged into this process because what they're doing is they're doing something that we call as a self-identifier, self-selection. So they either have one or they want one. Like, there's literally no in between. All right, so let's say that they want one. They want a pond. Now it's great. Which one do you want? New construction, fountainscapes, or pondless water feature? Let's say they go, okay, let's go with pondless. All right, now from here, this is where we nail the whole EPP side of things. Now, we don't call these websites, they're called EPP sales tools or EPP sites, but essentially what EPP stands for is emotion, process, price. Now, you're probably thinking, why is that important? How is that going to help Bubba? Because first off, there's an order that this stuff needs to go in. Right? When we talk about the emotion behind why somebody buys first, then they are now more involved into the purchase. Plus, they understand that you really know the value, right? Most contractors sell themselves as a commodity. They just say, I'm a really good pond person, and that's it, right? That's all they talk about. Or they just say, oh, you want a pondless feature? That's, good. But if you're able to talk about the value behind why somebody wants this done, the benefits of a pond, but one that's maintenance free, it's going to help that much, right? People are going to be emotionally invested in it, right? This means you don't have to stress anymore about traveling or being away from home. It's kind of like, let's think about Tesla, right? In Tesla's world, one of the biggest fears and what stops people from actually getting a Tesla is they don't want to run out of electricity somewhere on the highway in the middle of nowhere, right? So it stops people. And with ponds, it's no different. People want the pond, but it's like getting an animal. Right? If you like to travel a lot, having a full-blown pond with fish and all this stuff, that is going to stop you from wanting to go out of town. So we need to tag all of the emotional stopping points that somebody would initially go through to make sure that they understand, okay, cool, we got you covered. All right, so we want to go and pull out the emotion first. The second piece of all this is going to be the second P. We got emotion. Now we got process. Let's go through what the process looks like, because in the absence of expectations, people will create their own. Bubba's no longer having people say, hey, can you come out and give me an estimate, right? Or if they call him up, he says, do me a favor, go through my site and then submit some information and I'll give you a call back. Because what this does is this trains the homeowner to actually go through and read this stuff and make sure that what Bubba's able to offer is exactly what they want. Because there's nothing worse than being really skilled at what you do and people just want something that's completely outside of your realm, right? A jack of all trades is not the most profitable one. So we want to now go through the P, which the second P, which is the process, and the last P is going to be pricing. Okay, essentially somebody who comes in and says, I want this basic price, this basic feature for $800, they're not going to call him. All right, so essentially we are using this tool, it really is a tool, as a pre-qualification process. It is going to, weed out all the people that don't want to pay these prices, or maybe they wanted some massive thing for $5,000 and we now know that that's just not the case. All right, we need to stop and weed these people out up front. So you and Bubba now, he only has to talk to people who are in line with why he's doing what he's doing, aka going through the emotion and the value, how it works, so they follow his process, and last but not least, understanding his pricing. That is how this stuff works. Then from there, they can schedule the consultation, go through it. He gets texted pictures. It's great, right? So that's how it all works. So that is the biggest benefit of all this stuff is anytime somebody calls him, let's say he's in the field, let's say he's doing whatever he wants. If they just call him from anywhere on the internet, he says, do me a favor, go to midsouthponds.com. Let's make sure that we can do what you're looking for. Check out some ballpark prices. And if everything that makes sense to you, go ahead and fill out your information on that form, and I'll give you a call back. Then from there, that's where the real magic happens, where he's actually now able to sell people using the site, right? His biggest issue was having trouble selling new construction work. The way that he gets to do it now is he gets to actually guide people down this page, right? So when somebody comes in, he's not just saying like, okay, like I'll give you a call back. He's telling them, hey, look, do me a favor, hop on my website. Let me know when you're there, and we'll walk through everything together. So they're essentially reading this stuff together, which the homeowner loves because it's pulling out their own emotion. They're walking through the process together, and he gets to do stuff like, hey, look, we're at step 1 right now. You are getting in touch with us. If somebody's very big on the process, he can have them click this button, and then he can walk through the actual basic 5-step process. But again, he's back on the, hey, look, we're on step 1. We're at get in touch, excuse me. All right, so it is meant to essentially make selling so simple. And then the cool thing is once he goes through the process, he gets to scroll down even more, and he gets to shut up. He doesn't have to say anything. And the people will automatically tell you their price, their budget, what they're looking to spend. And this whole time, he's on the phone for maybe 15, 20 minutes. But now people actually have a visual behind this, and they get to go, oh, okay, this is, okay, yeah, I'm looking at spending maybe 15 to 16. And he can go, okay, cool, let's walk through what 15 to 16 costs. But because you have the pricing right here, it builds up all that trust with Bubba, so he no longer has to feel like he's just pulling a price out of anywhere. People love this stuff up front, and that's how it all works. Yes, it's going to weed people out on the front end. Yes, it's going to build up your value, but it also acts as a sales tool that makes it so easy that you don't even have to be good at sales. All you have to do is walk somebody down this page, and it's game over. And that is the big benefit here. I hope that helps. Bubba, congrats, man. Looking forward to seeing you continue to crush it. See you guys.